Test, test. Welcome to day 2 in Kansas City, Mo, as we're here at the Show Me Classic with your Rockwood Thunder set to take on Alliance from Franklin, Tennessee, as this first one will come at Reagan. She'll get it forward and we'll tap it over. Picked up by Alliance. This is going to come from behind the 10-foot line. Diving effort by Jane. A big swing by Reagan, and there's a great effort all around as Zoe got caught up in the net and still comes back, and that's going to go out of bounds. And how many times do I have to say it? Keep the ball in play and good things will happen, and there you go. Point one in the books for your Rockwood Thunder. Greta will send this seam left. That's going to get popped up to the setter. Again, from the outside, that's going to sail too far, and we're up 2-0. Story for today is take first or second place in this pool, and you go on to gold. Take third, you go to silver. Fourth, you're going to bronze. This one, cross court and down through the seam, and that'll be a point for Alliance. And we're coming in ranked 4th in this pool. So we've got the play, off, play, ref schedule, I believe is what we have. Short serve picked up by Zoe. Delaney will help her out, and Greta will send it across, and then we'll just regroup here. From the outside into the middle, Greta gets it to Allie. She dumps it into the old Hertz donut. Point Rockwood. This is the number 2 ranked team in the pool, Alliance. That one will come across. Reagan will pick that up nicely. Allie feeds it to Jane. Jane cuts that one down the right side. That's how you draw it up on the chalkboard. Reagan, we'll find the net with that one. That's going to take us to 4-2. Zoe Parks up to Allie. She's going to feed it over to Jane. Jane makes quick work of that one as she got way up on top of that one and hammered it down. Janie's got a gun over there as she put some meat on that one. 5-2 in favor of Rockwood. Allie back to serve. She'll try the right side. Setter's going to feed it to her outside. That goes off the hands at the net. Greta gets it to Allie. She finds Zoe Parks. She's blocked at the net. Allie sends it over to Jane. Jane's blocked. Diving effort by Reagan as she scrolls over there, but got a hand on. That's about it. That one will come seam right between Jane and Reagan, and that'll hit the floor, and we're to a 1-point lead now with Rockwood up 1. This will go towards the middle. Greta up to Liv, pushes it out to Jane, tipped over the block. Good job by middle to play it up. This one will go off Liv's hands and down. We're tied at the old double nickel. It's 5 apiece here early on in the first set. That one will go too far. Put Rockwood back up by 1. That was close. It went our way, though. Quick personnel change. Chloe will come in. She'll take on the serving duties. Sorry, not setting duties. She sends it seam right. That's a tough one for the setter to get to. Gets it to her outside. Chloe with a good dig. And Greta will send it deep left. It's coming over to the outside. That's up and over the block. Liv has to play it. Greta tries to play it out of the net, but that's going to be off us and out of bounds, and we're tied at 6. Reagan will get a little help from Chloe, and Greta will drop it short. That's going to come over in 2. Reagan plays it up to Liv. Zoe takes a big swing at it, and she's rejected. That comes back down on our side. Alliance will take their first lead, 7-6. Reagan gets that one up to Liv. She dumps that one into the old Hertz donut. And 7s are wild, 7 apiece. Cam will shoot it down the left side. That sprays back to the parents. Good job to keep that alive. Comes over. Cam plays it up to Liv. She finds Greta. Greta tries for the Hertz donut. That's picked up. From behind the 10-foot line to the out of bounds to the state borderline, as that one will go too far. And it's 8-7. Cam shoots it deep middle. Setter's going to get a quick one to her middle. That's rejected by Delaney, but picked up by Alliance. Hands on it on the outside, and that will fall down on our side, and we're tied at the Ocho. Chloe, that one will go off Chloe, off Liv, and harmlessly back here on our side. And that'll give Alliance back the 1-point advantage. Knuckle or hard line drive at Greta. She'll get it to Liv, feeds it back to Greta. Tries to push it left side. That's going to go too far over towards their coach there. Chloe to Liv, back sets it to Zoe. She gets a good swing on it and defended. Tipped into the net, and that's not going to make it over. That'll be 4. Good call by the up ref. I'll agree with her on that one. Zoe back to serve, down 1 here in the middle of set 1. She'll go deep middle, get the aces. That sprays all the way back to the concession stands. And it's like we're playing a third set now. A quick set to 15 here as we're tied up at 10. Zoe will try seam right. 2 girls come together. Setter's going to feed her outside. That was a good swing, but that goes out of bounds, and they're going to call a touch. I'm not sure who it was on, but oh, they're saying it went off Zoe's hair. Got her in the top of the head. Reagan will step in front of that one, get it up to Allie, who finds Delaney on the side. And that was successful. Seen that slide a lot this weekend as they've been connecting on that pretty good. Greta goes right side. Setter pushes it to her outside, cross court. That one's a little too much to handle as Reagan got a hand up on it, but not quick enough. Greta will sidestep that one, let it go out of bounds. Reagan shoots that one towards the middle. Setter feeds her outside, tipped over. Two girls come together. Allie feeds it to Cam. Cam takes a big swing at it. That's going to come down on our side of the net. Short serve's always there. Allie runs it down. Greta from behind the 10-foot line just punches it forward. From the right side, that'll go off Greta. Reagan makes chase at it, but unable to get there. Almost took out a soon-to-be cameraman carrying their tripod, trying to get it set up. I feel you, buddy. That one will sail too far. Past the DMZ line there. That'll be a Rockwood point, 14-13. Allie shoots the right side, gets the ace as she finds inside the court. She'll go right back to the well. This time it's played up. Setter gets it over to her outside. Over the block, Allie gets some hands on it. Reagan gave it a shot. Got a hand on it, but nothing more. She needed about one more length of her to get there. We'll take the freebie as that one will find the middle of the net. We're tied up at 15. Now we're down to a set of 10. That'll bring Chloe in. She surveys the court, gets a sign from Gabby, goes cross court to the right side. Setter on the slide to her right side. Liv is there. What a great effort by Zoe Parks. And a good dad getting up and out of the way, sacrificing the phone. Unfortunately, we didn't win the point. I think we won the point in my heart for the effort. And great job. And I'm glad she's safe and not hurt. Liv will feed it to Cam. She tips it left. From the outside, that's rejected by Cam and Zoe. From behind the 10-foot line, good dig by Reagan. Gives it to Liv. She'll find Zoe Parks. That's picked up in their middle. Big dig by Reagan as that was right at her face. And we've got some good volleyball right now as that one will go between Chloe and Reagan and down. If you're a volleyball fan, that was a good rally. That was good volleyball right there. Unfortunately, we didn't win that point. Reagan will let that one sail by. She doesn't let a lot of sails go by, but she let that one sail by. Cam will shoot it left. Quick set to the middle, off the timing a little bit. Zoe plays it up, and Greta will send it cross court. From behind the 10-foot line, Chloe gets that one up. Liv runs it down. Greta punches it into the old Hertz donut. Didn't even offer him a cup of milk with that one. That's nasty of her. 17 all. Cam will shoot it at the libero. This one's going to the right side. Had to backpedal a little bit, and then a miscommunication between Liv and Chloe, and that'll fall between them. That'll come off Chloe. Greta makes a run at it. Can't get there. We're down 2 here as we're getting close to the back third. Girls need to get a side out and close this gap. Chloe will send that one forward to Liv. Back sets it to Zoe. That goes off the high hands. Picked up back row. Set her to her outside. That's tipped. Diving effort. Good job by Chloe to get that one. And Greta finds the old Hertz donut once again. Bodies flying all over the court, and a point for Rockwood. Down one, Zoe serving. Deep middle, setter feeds it to her middle, tipped over. Reagan dives in for that one. That's in over. Setter's going to feed her outside, and that's going to slam past Zoe here on the right side of us. Not much you can do when things are coming at you that quick other than just react. Reagan to Allie. Allie finds Greta. Boy, she hammered that one, and that's too much to handle. She ate that girl up, and Setter couldn't get to it. We need more of that, girls. Keep it up. Deficit's one. Greta serving. We're in the back third of set one. Greta sends it cross court. The setter has to play it out of the net. Libero plays it from behind the 10-foot. Greta to Allie. Jane switches to her left hand and drops it into the front corner. With her left, that was a beautifully done play. And we are tied at 20. Now we've got a race to 5. Greta cross court again. Setter to her middle. Reagan has that one come off of her and go all the way across and out of bounds. Low line drive. Greta plays it. Allie loses the joust, but Delaney picks it up. We send it over. From the right side, cross court. Good job by Zoe to be there. Allie feeds it to Jane. She pushes it into the back left corner. We're tied at 21. Reagan will find the net with that one. She was trying to drop it short right. Got to get the side out. Got to get the side out here, get it back in our possession. Allie finds Jane and does just that. As they did credit her for a pancake on that, I thought that hit the floor. We're tied at 22, Allie serving. She'll send a screamer down the right side. Setter pushes it all the way over to her right side, and that goes all the way to the Missouri-Tennessee border. And Rockwood now has the lead, 23-22 late here in set one. Allie will find the net, and we're tied at 23. Both teams making some personnel changes. A year ago, they made a change, and you got a few more substitutions. Otherwise, we'd probably be nearing the end of our subs. Liv gets that one too tight, and Alliance will win that joust, and they've got a set point now, and that'll be a timeout for Gabby. We'll be back after the timeout. Both teams come out of the timeout. Rockwood's got to have this side out here, or this set will be over. How about a missed serve right here? That one will come at Reagan. Liv will play it to Jane, and Jane will dump it right side. Bounce around, free ball coming. Greta to Liv. She feeds Jane. This time Jane gets up and over the top of it. And we're getting some free volleyball as we'll go extra points here in the first set. For everyone wandering around asking if our court's on time, probably not now. Extra volleyball usually puts you behind. Chloe will shoot it middle. Setter gets it to her outside. That's going to go on the outside of the antenna. And Rockwood has a set point. 25-24 and a timeout for Alliance. We'll be back after the timeout. Both teams retake the court. The ref gives her whistle. Here we go. How about an ace, Chloe? Setter tracks it down, gets it to her outside. Chloe plays that one up to Liv. Liv dumps it. Libero's there. There's a quick smash from the middle, and we got more volleyball. 25 all. Chloe will play this one up. Liv gets under it. Greta dumps it back left. Quick set again to the middle. That one's going to find the seam right. And we'll get a timeout from Gabby. Use her last timeout. We'll be back after this timeout. We're out of the timeout. This one, side out has to go our way as Liv will feed it to Zoe. Great effort by Chloe to keep that alive. Greta sends it down the left side. That's a kill for her. And we continue on at a tie ball game, 26 apiece. Cam shoots it into the middle. That's going to spray way off to the fans, and she takes out a fan. Good effort. The dad's laughing, so all wells that end well. And now we have another Rockwood set point. 27-26, Cam serving. She'll go left side. That's going to find the line, and that'll do it. Set one in the books by way of your Rockwood Thunder. We'll be back to bring you set two after both coaches have a chance to reset their lineups. We'll see you then. We're back for set 2 as Zoe Park's ready to start us off. She'll shoot it short right. That's going to spray over to the left side. From behind the 10-foot line, a big swing. And that will go off of Zoe and give Alliance point number 1. Zoe will play this one forward. Allie gets it to Greta. She gets it tipped off the block. Does a little tool work there. Showing her handyman skills, and will be tied up at 1 apiece. She sends a screamer over the net. Setter's going to back set it to her right side. That comes cross court. And down on our side. 2-1 now the score. In favor of Alliance. Zoe will get in front of that one. Allie feeds it to Jane. She takes it from behind the 10-foot line. Setter with a quick one to the middle, and the middle action came alive really good for this Alliance team there late in the first set. That's just a little long. Looked good. Offense was getting it together there. That hit just went a little too far out of bounds. But like seeing how we got in system there. Just mishit it a little bit. But yeah, the Alliance team started relying on their middle there, and we got to get some hands in that big middle's face. Allie will feed it to Jane. She takes that around the block and down, and you could see it on her face. She enjoyed that one. Reagan will send this one deep to the middle, and Libero sends it up. Cross court, Greta's there. Good job to get that. Allie feeds it to Jane. She goes in the middle. Quick set again to that middle. There we go, hands on it. As Cam and Allie were in her face, and Jane will push it to the right side. From behind the 10-foot line to the state borderline. And another Rockwood point. Alliance going to make an argument for a net violation. And neither the up ref or the down ref saw it, so they're going to ignore that plea. Which is good, because I think we did have one. Reagan sends that right. From the outside. And another one that sails way too far. I guess these Alliance girls got up and had their Wheaties at the old Hampton Inn this morning. They're hitting them a little too hard. That one will go off the block, off the net. Jane plays it up. Allie with a quick back feed to Cam, and that'll work out well as she puts that away. We'll jump on a 2-point lead here, 5-3. Big swing from the right side, found every bit of the net. And that fish was not getting away. 6-3 now in favor of your Thunder. Reagan sends that one seam left. Stepped in front of. Setter has to go a long way. Big swing from behind the 10-foot line. Greta will feed it over. Jane free balls it over. From the right side on the slide, that one's going to go off Reagan as that was a heater coming at her. Had enough time to get an Olay arm up. That was about it. Knuckleball at Greta. Allie feeds it to Jane. Jane takes a little bit off. That's played up. From the outside, and that had everybody with concrete shoes standing there as they were all heading a different direction. That one came to the right corner. Greta has that one go straight up, and Reagan will help her out, and Greta will send it over free ball, and everybody resets. From the right side, down the line, Reagan with a good dig on that one. And then she'll send it over free ball. Zoe ran it down for her. There's another one at Reagan. Zoe gets it to Jane, and we play on. That one's too close to the net, and Jane plays it over. I think they were looking for another net violation, but that'll find the Hertz donut, and that is an Alliance point, 6-all. I would argue we probably had another net violation there, as I think Jane clipped it on her way up. We run into refs that are net call happy, and we run into some that don't ever see one. Greta up to Allie. Zoe from behind the 10-foot line puts a good swing on, a good play by Alliance. And that one's going to sail away like a kite on a breezy spring afternoon. We're at the old 7-6 score, and as always, we appreciate our first responders and our military that keep us safe. God bless you all and stay out of harm. That's tipped up and over the block, and we'll be tied at the old 7. We got a good match here between us and Alliance. Two evenly matched teams going at it head-to-head here. Reagan up to Liv, back sets it to Jane. She'll dump it short right, picked up from the outside, and that will clip the line as that found that back right corner. One of those hardest spots on the court to cover, along with the Hertz donut, is this coffin corner in the back right. Alliance will jump up into the lead here, 8-7. Jane will go down and play that one up. Liv with a diving effort to keep that alive. Their middle will take a swing. Greta will do-si-do around that one and let that sail out of bounds. She might even done the hokey pokey. Chloe will shoot it back right corner. Over to the outside. That's off the block and off Liv as that was coming in a hurry. This Alliance team's not afraid of taking swings. They've got some big hitters over on that side. Chloe will let that one go up and over her head and out of bounds. Cam will go left side, sprays it a little bit, setter runs under it. From the outside, Cam steps into it. Liv back sets it to Zoe. She sends it gap right. Libero plays it up. Big swing from behind the 10-foot line, played up by Chloe. Push to Greta. She just has to punch it into the middle. Quick set again to the middle. Timing was off a little bit. Zoe plays it to Liv. She finds Delaney, and we play on. Another tip. Liv has to play it. Chloe with the out of system to Greta. Greta so goes back left. That one played hard off of the block, and a good job of keeping that alive. There's a good block by Delaney, gets her own rebound. A joust comes over our side. Greta hits that down and into the back left corner, and a point for Rockwood. And the up ref is going to overrule it and say it was out. I kind of thought it was from my vantage point. So those of you at home, don't argue too much. It looked like it was going out from my vantage point. Chloe will go down and get this one up to Liv. No question about that one as Greta hammered that one through the block, and we're tied up at 10. Zoe will shoot that one on the right side. Setter, quick one to her middle. That's out of bounds, no touch. Rockwood point. Zoe goes seam right. Got him looking. 12-10 now in favor of your Rockwood Thunder. She'll go right back to the well. Played up. Setter gets under it. Feeds her outside. Off the antenna and another Rockwood point. That's a timeout for Alliance with a 3-point advantage for Rockwood. We'll be back after this timeout. And we're fresh out of the timeout. Zoe to serve with a 3-point lead. She shoots it seam right. That's played up. Pushed over to the right side and way too far. And the mustaches rattled on the other side as Alliance making some mistakes. (14-10) now in favor of the Thunder. Zoe sends it middle. Setter pushes it to her middle. Timing a little off on that. Chloe plays it up. Allie gets it to Zoe from behind the 10-foot line, but that's blocked and down on our side. Good run by her. We'll take a 3-point cushion here and get a side out and start putting more points on the board. Reagan up to Allie. She'll turn and dump it. That's sent back right away. Reagan will feed it back to her. Slide to Delaney, blocked, but Delaney will get her own rebound. And I had a little board problem here and looked down. I don't know what happened, but that was an Alliance point. Reagan up to Allie. Good cut by Greta. That's been sprawling. Free ball coming. Chloe to Allie. Too tight to the net. Good job by Delaney. And then Greta will just turn it. From behind the 10-foot line. Comes screaming through the studio here. You okay? You okay? (15-12). I tried to block it and I missed it. Hit a poor gentleman behind me right in the head. 15-12, Greta serving. Pushed over to the right side. That's going to get just dumped over. Zoe's there. Allie with a quick one to Delaney. Got a touch and a kill for Delaney. And she tools that off the block. Tight serve over the net from Greta. Middle, got some hands in her face again as Reagan will pick that up to Allie. Jane with a good swing, picked up back row. From the outside, that's blocked, but over towards the fans here, and it'll be an Alliance point. We're in the back half here of this second set. The girls looking to close it out in 2. Allie will feed it to Greta from behind the 10-foot line. That goes sky high. Setter gets it to her outside. She pushes it into the back right here and off of Zoe Parks. And our lead is cut to 2. If you're just joining us, your Rockwood girls won the first set in extra innings I think it was 27-25, maybe 26-24 was extra points. And would like to close it out in 2 here and not go a third set, as Allie will kick that one over in a joust, and Reagan will feed it back to her. Jane goes tooling off the block. She's having a field day with the right side over there, as she's been owning her all day at the net. Reagan sends it right side. Setter feeds it to her middle on a slide, but that's too long, no touch. And that'll be a Rockwood point, as the up rev looked around. Nobody said touch. The old Emperor's New Groove, no touchy. 18-14. Reagan sends that one just a little too strong. That'll roll out of bounds. I can tell you she did not get up and eat her Wheaties. She was not up in time for breakfast, as I imagine a lot of these girls were not. That one will go a little awkward off of Greta, and the lead will be back to 2. Greta got that one nicely up to Allie with the slide to Cam, and she made good work of that, utilizing her opponent's arms to gently guide that one over to the opponent's bench. We call that tooling. Some might call me a tool. Allie sends it down the right side. Quick set over to her outside. Good hands on it by Cam to put a block on it. Reagan gets the out of system to Jane. We play on. We'll get called for a net violation. I think they caught Jane there. Reagan will roll under that one, get it up to Liv. She'll backfeed it to Jane. That one goes to the back row. That one comes through Cam and down on our side, and the lead is cut to 1. We got us another tight set here. Reagan will slide on that one, as it was a knuckleball. From the outside, Greta with a good dig. Jane will get up and play that one. That was an obvious net violation, as her and Liv come together and push each other into the net. We're tied at 19 apiece. That'll be over the outside of the antenna. And you could see that did come back in and land inside, but the line judge quickly made the call that that was over the antenna or hit the antenna. And they're arguing, how did that go over the antenna and come into the court? And the down ref's going to come over and say, my line judge called it. And the up ref's going to call her over and say, what'd you see? Sends the captain away. And she said, it went over the antenna. I saw what I saw. We'll be back after she has a chance to talk it over and get an answer. I think we're going to have 20-9. They're gonna replay this, tied at 19. They're gonna say the antenna was not straight. That's a new one. So, no blood, no foul, 19 all, no ace, no service error. They're saying the antenna was not in the right position. Greta will play it up. Liv with the back feed on the slide to Zoe. That's cleaned up by Alliance. Off the block, Jane does a good job of picking that up. And this time Zoe Parks will play it off the block, and as we always say, the ball don't lie. So that one does go our way after all. It's 20-19 as we roll into the back third. Your Thunder up 1. Chloe serving. She'll go seam right. Setter with a quick one to her middle, and that was off on timing. Liv to Zoe. Zoe's blocked. Greta with a great dig, and Reagan just barely able to get a hand on it. But a good job by Greta to keep it alive as that block came back at her quick. We're tied at 20. We've seen this chapter play out already in the first set. Chloe, Liv, Zoe. Off the libero. Greta's there to try to clean up the overpass, and that'll get tapped over. Reagan up to Liv. Liv's going to feed it to Greta. Greta turns too hard on this one, and that's going to go out of bounds, and that'll be a timeout for Gabby as we're down 1, 21-20. We'll be back. And we're out of the timeout. Serve coming. Chloe will get it forward to Liv. She feeds Greta. Greta goes cross court, picked up by Alliance. Quick one to the middle, and that's going to come on down in the seam. And Alliance will take a 2-point lead. Girls need a side out real quick. Reagan will play that forward. Liv will feed it to Zoe, and that goes off the hands. No touch. That just goes out of bounds, and another timeout for Gabby as we're down 3. Let's see if the girls can get the side out, get moving their momentum their way. Chloe, good job by Liv to play it up, and Reagan will play the down ball. Tipped over. Reagan with a great dig, but then Liv unable to get it to anybody. And now Alliance has 4 set points. Chloe to Liv, push to Greta. That's picked up by Alliance. It's a good swing, dumped over. Liv plays it, so Reagan gets the out of system to Zoe Parks. And that'll eliminate one of the set points. 24-21. Cam shoots it at the libero, bounce straight up, setter to her outside. That's down, and that'll do it. We're going 3. Second set goes by way of Alliance, 25-21. We'll be back to bring you set 3 after both coaches have their powwow. Okay, we're ready to get set 3 started. It looks like Alliance won the toss. They'll serve first. We got us a really tight match here. Chloe will get that one forward. Liv runs under it. Greta sends it into the back left corner. From the right side, that's... See if we got any touch. Yeah, I thought I saw a touch. They called the touch. It looked like it did. Alliance will win the first point. As a reminder, third sets always go to 15, win by 2. Reagan will get this one forward. Liv runs under it. Greta tips it into the middle. That's played up by Alliance. And a big swing from the outside. Liv has to play it. Greta finds Zoe Parks, sends it back left. Swing cross court from the right side. No touch as Liv laid off of it at the very last second. And We're going to give her credit for laying off. She missed it one way or the other. 1-1 your score here in the third set. And Greta's serve will find the net, and the Lions will go back up 1. Line drive, barely over the net, plays it off the tape. Reagan will get it to Jane. Jane will find the old Hertz donut with a cup of coffee. Deuces are wild. Reagan back to serve. Tied at 2 in the third set. She'll send a short one right side. To the middle. That's just dumped over. Liv has to play it. Reagan gets the out of system to Jane. Jane will turn and throw that one down the left side and give Rockwood the lead. Reagan goes back to the well. Libero backs up and gets this one. Pushed over to the outside. Off the hands. Jane does a good job of playing it. And I'm not sure what happened there. That's going to go off us, and we're tied at 3. Short serve, dives in front of Greta, who was diving after it. Alliance back up 1. Greta up to Liv. Back set to Zoe. She'll go off the high hands. Alliance will play it up. Pushed way over to the right side, and that's going to come too long and be a Rockwood point. Tied up at 4. Zoe sends it deep middle. From the outside, Reagan will high hand that one up. Cam will play it. And there's a good swing by Jane, as she's too hot to handle for the back row. And Rockwood will win the race to 5. Zoe goes right side. Setter pushes it to her outside. Greta's there. Allie with options, gives it to Zoe Parks behind the 10-foot line. Setter dumps it to her right side, who finds a big opening in the front right part of the court and just dumps it in there. Tied at the old double nickel. Low serve, Zoe plays it up. Allie gets it to Jane. Jane off the hands, off the back row, and lands herself another kill. Chloe's serve will go right side as well. Quick set to the outside. That's got good touch at the net. Chloe plays it up to Allie. Greta tips it into the opening there in the center. Caught them all looking. And we'll go up 7-5. Deep middle. Pushed over to the outside. That's not going to make it over the net. And in the old days, we'd be trading sides right now, up 8-5, and that'll draw a timeout from Alliance. We'll be back after this timeout. we're back to live action as Chloe ready to get the signal from the up ref. She's got it. Goes back to that right side again. The joust won by Greta, but that comes back over quick. And Chloe gets it. That's going to be a hit from Greta that rolls out of bounds. So that'll be an Alliance point. Line drive. Chloe plays it to Allie. She turns and dumps it. Caught him off guard as a stumbling libero went diving after it. Couldn't get there. Cam serving with a 3-point cushion right now. 9-6 here in the second half of the third set. Quick set to the middle. Timing was off. Never made it over the net. And your Rockwood Thunder has won the race to 5 and the race to 10. Nursing a 4-point lead with serve. Cam will shoot left side. Setter feeds it to her outside. She goes cross court, and that'll come off Cam. Cut that lead to 3. Zoe high hands it up to Allie. She'll feed Greta. Greta tips it up over the block and into the old Hertz donut. Girls are doing a good job of keeping their eyes forward and taking what's available. And that center court has been open all day. This Alliance team stacking it heavy to the right side. Allie will go to that right side. Setter pushes it over to the outside. Cross court. Reagan's there. Allie runs under it. Greta will downball it from behind the 10-foot line. Slide to the right side, and Zoe dove a little early as that one hit the tape and rolled on her, and she was unable to play it from the ground. Score's 11-8 here in the third set. As a reminder, the first and second place teams of this pool will continue on in gold. Reagan will play that up. And there's a miscue with Greta, and the lead's cut to 2. Third place will move on to silver. Fourth place will be playing for bronze. The difference in your day is first place plays at 9 o'clock. That one will jump and fall in front of Reagan. There'll be a timeout for Gabby as she'll want to talk it over with her team. The lead's cut to 1. And we're out of the timeout. Chloe will step in front of this one. Liv with the slide to Zoe. Picked up by Alliance. This is going to come to the outside. Tipped over. Diving dig by Chloe, but unable to get it to anybody. We're tied at 11. So as I was saying, the difference here is first place of this pool will play at 9. Second place plays at 8. Huge swing by Greta. Big dig by Reagan. Greta will tip it over the block. Scramble on Alliance's side. Big swing that goes out of bounds, and we'll recapture the lead, 12-11. Third place will play for silver at 11 o'clock. And fourth place will play for bronze at 1 o'clock. So just to give you an idea of the timing. Greta to serve. She'll send it spraying off a player. Big scramble. That somehow made it over. Delaney will get some help from both Liv and Zoe from the right side, and that's going to come over here in the gap. We're tied at 12 as Alliance got a big morale boost on winning that point. Got to watch out for that now. This game is huge on momentum. The girls need to stop it right here. Big side out needed. Greta tight. Liv does a good job of playing it. Delaney will do a good job of staying alive with it. Zoe blocked. Huge dig by Jane, and unfortunately unable to play it. Alliance goes up 13-12, and Gabby will call a timeout. We'll be back to finish it off. We're out of the timeout. Points are precious. We're in the back third here, or the very finished part of the third set. Alliance holding on to a 1-point lead. Greta up to Liv. Feeds it to Jane. Jane is blocked. Reagan gets the rebound to Liv. She finds Zoe Parks, but Zoe was too tight to the net. And we're at a set and match point now for Alliance. The girls got to make 2 points vanish real quick if we want to continue this set on and have a chance. Greta to Allie. She feeds Jane. Jane gets it up and over the block. That was a pancake by Alliance. Down ball from behind the 10-foot line. Reagan up to Allie. Jane this time puts it away. 1 match point erased. 1 to go. Reagan to serve. Goes the middle with it. Quick set to the middle. That's off the net. Reagan with a great dig to keep it alive. Zoe Park puts it away, and we're tied. Can't ask for anything more as we're going extra points in the third set. 2 teams battling it tight, head to head. Reagan will find the net with that one and give Alliance another set match point here. How about an exchange of service errors here? How about we noon it? Noon it. Noon it. Greta will pop that one straight up. Allie's under it. Jane will free ball it too far. That's going to sail out of bounds, and we'll drop this one in 3. In a heartbreaker as the girls battled this one hard to the very end. We'll be back in about an hour as they'll have to battle the number 2 place team here shortly. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you for the next match.